So this kind of popped up today, and I thought it definitely worth covering. But I do want to point out also that this is something that very much could end up being a mistake on Microsoft's part, or something along those lines. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out, or if this is actually something that's happening. I could see this as something that pushes Xbox, but almost assuredly, this is kind of a mistake. So, I would say, yeah, definitely kind of take it with a grain of salt so far and kind of see what happens. But I want to get into it quickly. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate it. I do daily gaming content. If you weren't aware, now you're aware. So tune in for all your fun, hit that bell, all that kind of stuff. That way you get notified of the content as it drops, because I try to make sure to have, interesting stuff to talk about and stuff like that as we go along. Now, there's different things going to happen. Microsoft obviously kind of in a situation where they own a lot of IP, they own a lot of content, and with that being said, sometimes people ask for things. Now, in my opinion, right now, I'm a console gamer. I couldn't care less about PC gaming, and some people don't like to hear that when I say that. And here's the thing, if I can understand why a PC gamer wouldn't care about a console, if you're into tinkering and you want to build something and spend a bunch of money to get the best of the best, yep, you're going to want to go with that. For me, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I think multiplayer wise, there's not a bunch of cheating going on in the console space. It's just simple plug and play. Boom, the games are optimized for that piece of hardware. You don't got to mess with a bunch of settings and things like that. But I mean, there's a lot of other reasons. But when you look at things, right, like how games do on console versus PC, there's usually a distinct difference. Sometimes there's overlap. Stuff like Hogwarts Legacy or Black Myth Wukong do extremely well on PC. But for the most part, a lot of these single-player games, stuff like Indiana Jones, that didn't do anything on PC. I just think that the PC crowd sticks to stuff. When you look at their top 10 list, it's like the Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Go and it's these type of games, Of course, there's some shared stuff, like I believe PUBG is always in the top 10 on PC, and it's in the top 30 on Xbox as well, so people like it as well. But with this, I find it to be interesting. Xbox is advertising World of Warcraft for Game Pass on console, which is strange, right? Because, that's something that some people asked, and Microsoft does own World of Warcraft now. So a lot of people were kind of wondering, and Microsoft sort of mentioned this previously, that they were talking about it internally, bringing it to console. My question would be, how would they get this to work? But again, also it could add value to Game Pass, because if you think about it, if they put this on a console, and then they also, just say, okay, well, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you can have the cost, because World of Warcraft costs $15 a month, right? So you could easily just go, okay, well, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can obviously play this game as included with your Game Pass subscription or whatever. I mean, that could be something that they do. It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of deal with this, but it could be kind of big, I guess. If enough people showed they're interested. The only problem that I actually see from this is the fact that, you need a keyboard and mouse really to kind of facilitate that. But Reddit users on the Xbox subreddit have noticed that the company is advertising World of Warcraft as available in Game Pass. Now, there's a thread showing images claiming that World of Warcraft is coming to Xbox Game Pass. The first image, and I'm going to link this in the description so you can check it out, says Call of Duty, Diablo 4, World of Warcraft, and more are in the service. The second image shows PC and console icons for the title. World of Warcraft has never had a release outside of Battle.net launcher on PC. World of Warcraft was released way back in 2004 to enormous commercial and critical success. For over 20 years, it's been the genre-defining, massively multiplayer online role-playing game for Western audiences. Xbox now owns Activision Blizzard King, the corporation behind the title. A console port has been talked about for years, though no concrete rumors have emerged. It is interesting to see the game be referenced in any way by a Game Pass advertisement. World of Warcraft still costs $15 a month to play, outside of the cost for each new expansion. Game Pass' most expensive tier is $20 US each month, much more than World of Warcraft's alone. But this could be an interesting kind of turn of events if this does end up being true, and if this does end up being something that ends up on Xbox. Now, I went over to another site that was kind of talking about, and it says that mistakenly teased World of Warcraft for consoles. It says, we hate to quell anyone's excitement around World of Warcraft potentially coming to console, but if you end up seeing a newsletter that suggests it's on its way at some point very soon, we're assuming it's a mistake on Xbox's part. There's a sample of this email that's being sent out to Xbox fans, which clearly puts a console symbol next to the World of Warcraft section and actually references the game as being part of Game Pass. We've seen these kinds of mistakes before, and they very rarely turn out to be anything concrete. If World of Warcraft were to get a console version for Xbox, it surely wouldn't be announced so randomly in a simple newsletter. That being said, hopefully it gets announced officially. Last year it was mentioned that an Xbox version was still being discussed internally, and now that the IP belongs to Microsoft, it surely is only a matter of time before it finally happens. As for now, though, it's probably best to ignore any hype you come across, as this email probably means next to nothing. Now, that's something to kind of take into this, but again, it could mean nothing, it could mean something. I don't really know, but at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where we just kind of have to deal with it and see what happens in the long run. I hope Microsoft do bring it, because if you're really trying to make Xbox into something, why not do that? Now, can it work without a keyboard and a mouse? That's another story altogether. I'm not sure if that's something that could happen or not, but like I said, anything could happen. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how Microsoft kind of handles this kind of stuff. I've never been much of a multiplayer, massively online thing. Although, I played this game, maybe you guys remember, back in the day, over a decade ago, and it had a TV show based on it as well called Defiance. This was a kind of massively multiplayer shooter thing. You could have your own squad, but there were these big events with these big monsters on the screen, and everybody in the server would go kill it. That was kind of fun, so I can see the appeal of some stuff like that, but something like World of Warcraft would be way too much for that. But again, we'll see what happens. And again, maybe anything that changes in the future will be a positive for Xbox and things like that. So I hope that we still get exclusives. I've been saying that for a while now. I hope that everything that Microsoft and Sony kind of do is more competitive than anything. But I think, and obviously if this came to Xbox, we would probably see see it on PlayStation or whatever. So we'll see. Again, I'm sure you guys all have a certain kind of thought process on this. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about the idea behind something like World of Warcraft on Xbox? Would it be worthwhile? Do you think nobody would bother with it? Would it be the next big thing on consoles? I mean, there are stuff on consoles, I think, a little bit like this, but is this going to be the wave of the future? I think that's definitely a question that we can ask and kind of see what happens in the future with it in the long run. So with that being said, I am the Crab Gamer, and this has been Crab Gamer Reviews. Make sure you guys rack them up, fact them up, Crab Gamer them up, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time. Make sure you guys like the video, share it out. Roof, 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 roof. I'll catch you guys next time. Crap Gamer